that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is Thursday, folks. 4 minutes past the top of the hour. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here, live from the Low T Center studio. Our telephone number is 865-255-03. Iris Networks hotline. Download the free Swain Event app for Android, Apple devices. View the show on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook Live, folks. Ben, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How long you been doing this show, man?
Too long.
Dang. Okay. Okay, that's how we feeling this morning.
The 2016 football season, that August, was when I started helping out.
Don't make me pull up the Facebook message you sent me.
Feelings change over time, Swain.
No. It's what changed the game for you, Ben. You shot your shot, and look where you are now.
Pulled up like Steph.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You shot your shot. You never get if you never ask. You never eat. What's the saying? Hold on, wait a minute.
I don't know.
What's the saying? Oh, yeah, you never receive if you don't ask. I don't know about the eating part. I think I had a brain fart there. But you shot your shot, Ben. You shot your shot. Look at you now, man. Look at you now. You're on top of the Tennessee beat.
Debatable.
Oh, man. Good morning, Ben. The Yankees win last night? Is that why you sporting your Yankees sweatshirt? You want to brag? You want to be petty this morning?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row for the Yankees. And the last 2 have been so sweet over the Houston Astros. Oh, it feels good to beat the Astros. We had more Altuve chants last night. Giancarlo Stanton is the greatest hitter ever to grace this planet at the moment. Has an 11-game hit streak. Can't get out. Oh, it's beautiful. I hate the Astros so much. Right now, I hate the Astros more than I hate the Red Sox.
Everyone hates the Astros.
Because they're a bunch of bums. They're from Bumville. They're the bummiest bums. I hope they get a bump while they're in New York City. I hope a bum from the street of New York just walks up to each one of the Astros and just flips them right on the lip. Right there on the lip. Bump. Just like Kevin Hart talked about.
What are you, Dr. Seuss or something?
Yes.
Call them bum from Bumville?
Yes, because that's what they are. Jose Altuve is the little short leader of them all. The shortest bum of them all. He's a bum.
You wouldn't have made it at our lunch table back in elementary school, middle school. You would have got roasted with those jokes. You'd have been going home crying. Ooh, they so mean.
Oh,
so
Swain.
mean.
Oh, Swain. You know we have to keep it G-rated here on the Swain event.
Bums.
Especially at
Bumville.
7:07 a.m.
Bums from Bumville. Dr. Seuss style. How long have you been with this show, Ben? How long have you been here?
In August, it'll be 5 years.
Okay, I've been doing this show 10 years. Man. There's been some big-time moments in the last 10 years. I think of one moment. It's 2017 when Al Wilson joined the show.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, you heard the passion, the pride, the frustration, the love in his voice for the University of Tennessee. I mean, that sent a shock through Tennessee from Bristol to Memphis, from New York to California, of all nation. I mean, it was powerful. And we've had some good shows here and there. But, Ben, I think today and tomorrow there's an opportunity.
Today?
Yes.
I'm aware of tomorrow. I am not aware of today.
Today. Today we have an opportunity because I think both of them are connected. Today we have an opportunity to put together two shows that may change the trajectory of Tennessee athletics. Oh, I'm serious. Maybe my vision is too big. Maybe my hopes are too high. But we have that opportunity, and it ain't just me and you. It's all of us. It's the listeners. We all have that opportunity because of the conversations that we're going to have in the next 6 hours, today and tomorrow.
Just with 21 hours in between.
Yeah. We got opportunity, man. We really do. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Tennessee athletics right now is not in a terrible spot. I mean, a lot of teams are winning except for the main team, right? The main sport.
The breadwinner.
The breadwinner. The sport that brings the bacon home. The sport that comes home and they get the big piece of the chicken. The big piece when it's dinner time. You get no leg, no thigh. You get the breast. They bring home the bacon. And when that sport's not right, it's just not right for Tennessee athletics, for a Tennessee fan. But the conversations that we can have over the next 6 hours of the Swain event, these 3 hours, tomorrow's 3 hours, could change the game. But it's just going to be talk, though. The talk has to be followed up with action. But it starts with sincere, honest, thoughtful, level-headed, fair-minded conversations. That's what it starts with. So what am I talking about? So last Friday, during the show, Brett Hubbs dropped his 100-day interview article with athletic director Danny White. In the middle of the show, we had a question on the text box asking us what we took from an answer of Danny White that talked about boosters and donors and the support. And Danny's words were, I think, a little twisted. I think he could have probably used a different word than what he used, and it just knocked everybody off focus, and they focused on that one word. And the intent of Danny White's words was not, I don't think, reflective of or deserving of the response he got. But I understand where people are coming from. I understand. Folks are frustrated. Some folks have tapped out. Some folks, they don't believe that Tennessee athletics cares about being top of football again. Some folks feel that way. Some folks feel like Tennessee football is, administration is incapable of doing that. There's all these different feelings, and it's based on past experiences. And there's a lot of people hurt. There's a lot of people disappointed. There's a lot of people that don't have faith, don't have trust. And it's all understandable. It really is. Because there was a time when you made yourself vulnerable. It's hard to be disappointed if you don't have any expectations. If you don't expect anything and nothing happens, then whatever. But there's a lot of people that feel the way they feel because they had high hopes. They made themselves vulnerable. They had high expectations, and they were let down.
You have to have high hopes for a living.
You do. And for some folks, it happened so much that they're not going to make themselves vulnerable again. Or it's going to take a lot for them to allow themselves to be vulnerable. And what I mean by that is believing that Tennessee football is going to be better, or believing that the administration is going to put Tennessee football in a position to be successful. So until they start believing, what they do is they just criticize. Criticize. It doesn't matter if attempts are being made, efforts are being put forth. It doesn't matter. Criticize, because you hurt. You hurt. You've been hurt. You started over. I'm gonna let it go. It's a new group. We'll see. Oh, they messed up too. Oh, here's the insider. Oh, surely they'll get it right. Oh, messed up too. So you're just like, man, forget it. You don't have any hope anymore. But you can't totally pull away like 100%. You just don't have your hopes up as much. You can't just totally abandon your team. See, that'd just be wrong.
Oh, like you did with the Bulls?
Done with the Bulls. Done.
I'm just picking at you.
But I think today and tomorrow we got a chance, man, and I say a chance because it really depends on us. I've said this in 2017. It is 2021 now. I've said this before. I remember in 2003 taking a trip down to Miami. And I didn't take an official visit to Miami as a recruit.
You should have.
I've heard about it.
You should have.
I heard about the visit, and boy, I should have. Nevin Shapiro's down there making it rain. Woo! Could have been hanging out with Fat Joe and the boys. Getting it in. But I didn't go on a visit to Miami. I only heard stories. But I had watched Miami dominate Nebraska in 2000 and won national championship. I had watched Tennessee, giving Miami their best shot here. And Miami was like, brush it off, and it just drummed us. And I was like, yo, what is going on? That Miami team was unreal. So when we went down to Miami in 2003, I remember lining up across from Sean Taylor and basically across from an NFL defense. And we won that game 10-6. Something that I learned on that trip during warm-ups, I'm used to the crowd giving you the business. Like, I'm used to going to Tuscaloosa and people cussing you out, Gainesville, the crowd, booing you. Like, I was used to that my freshman year. We played at Gainesville, played at Tuscaloosa my freshman year. That's what I'm used to. We go down to Miami. It's November. It's 90 degrees in November. I'm like, yo, what is going on? Hardly anybody in the stands are paying attention. The stadium is a dump. I'm like, yo, they've been doing this in this place? In this raggedy stadium? These uninterested looking fans? They've been dominating like this? And during my time at Tennessee, I would watch Miami play. Either, if we had a bye week or, we played a night game, they played in the day, or vice versa, I would watch Miami play, and I would watch their sideline. See boys like Jeremy Shockey and Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, and like, dang, everybody on the sideline kicking and having a good time. Like, that's the way it's supposed to be. But look at their facilities. It's trash. It's a dump. I was like, man, the power's not in the buildings. Can't be, because we got nice buildings. We got an indoor facility. We got the Thornton Center. We got plush meeting rooms. We VIP. Everything is top of the line. Can't be that stuff. Then I start getting into radio. Start paying attention more to other schools. And other schools started upgrading their facilities because Tennessee used to be the top of the top. Then everybody started getting nice facilities. Then I really realized, like, oh, it ain't about buildings. It's about the people. The power is in the people. The power is in the people. All day. How does a place like Clemson, out of nowhere, be in this position? It wasn't a snap of a finger thing that happened overnight. That's a process. It started with a belief. Started with a belief at first. Like, oh, we can win here. We can win here. We can do it here. We just put the right people in place and do the right things consistently. We can win here. And I'm pretty sure when at the beginning, when that was being talked about, folks didn't believe it. Folks laughed. Come on, man, Clemson. Come on, man. Florida State is the king of this conference. Come on, man. Florida State. Come on, man. Clemson ain't gonna do anything. They haven't done anything since 1980. Or was that 81? 80 was Georgia won it. Maybe it was 81 when Clemson won it. But like it started with the belief.
Forgive me for not being up to date on my Clemson football history.
I've heard so many jokes about Georgia at 80. I think it's 80, and then Clemson 81.
Yeah, I think Georgia is 80.
And I remember Fernandez West, who ran the Thornton Center, played on that Clemson team. He would remind us a time or two that he was a national champion. So I do remember that. But it started with a belief, man. Florida State, when Bobby Bowden got there, Florida State was straight up garbage at the beginning. I know Big Orange Mac takes us back to history class on that one. Florida was trash before Steve Spurrier got there, but it started with the belief. It started with an idea. And those things happen before the results. Here's my point. 22 minutes in the show, Ben has barely talked, cracked a joke here and there.
You have to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing.
but Ben understands how important. Ben understands where I'm going. We've been together for a long time, man. You understand.
As I told your daughter recently, I know you like the back of my hand.
Yep. Yeah, that's what happens when you're around each other all the time. So here's my point. Here's where I'm going. Tomorrow at 8:30, Danny White's going to join the show. I reached out, extended the invitation for Danny White to come on because I want to have a real conversation. I want us as fans, I want us to let our guard down. I want Danny White to let his guard down. And we're going to have a real conversation about what we got to do. Period. And it is we. It's always been we. It's always going to be we. Always. It's not them. It's not us. It's we. It was we when Tennessee was kicking butts and taking names in the early 2000s, late 90s. It was we when we wasn't and been an embarrassment for the last 10 years. And it's going to be we again when it's 30 for 30 about how Tennessee fans literally had to take over a coaching hire. And how it was the same we that brought it all back. So I asked Danny White. He could have said no. Because folks up there know how I get down. We're gonna speak truth. We're gonna have a real conversation. I'm not wavering of how I've done radio. Ain't happening. But we're gonna have a conversation. And today is about new callers, new folks on the text box, new people on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. It's about people that listen for a long time, but they never said anything, but they have things to say. Because your voice matters. Your opinion matters. Your feelings matter. You care about Tennessee? You matter. So it's time for, again, folks that have listened for a long time, and we appreciate you listening to the show and supporting us. But I want to hear from you. And you can use the text box if you don't want to call in. That's cool. But I want to hear from you. Because the things that I ask Danny White tomorrow, the things that I talk to Danny White about tomorrow are some of the things and some of the questions and some of the concerns and some of the feelings that you have. See, we have a responsibility being announced today. This is a huge opportunity. This is a huge moment today and tomorrow. Because we have to represent you in the best way. So Danny White has a clear understanding of how we feel and what we need to do to get to where we want to be. Simple as that. He needs Tennessee fans, and Tennessee fans need him. And any other opinion is wrong. There's not a possible way for us to get to where we want to be if one side's doing it by themselves. We know that. He knows that. Everyone knows that. Our enemies know that. That's why they have been loving the fact that the fans have trashed the administration, and the administration have continued to give the fans reasons to trash them. Oh, man, Alabama loves this. Georgia's been loving it. Florida's been loving it. But we have an opportunity today and tomorrow to, like, really come together. We do. And this can be history. We're not on some big radio station, but it don't matter. Because Rocky wasn't in a $1 million training facility either, working out. When he put them hands on Drago, he was working out in a barn in a shed, right? In the snow. Gave him that 3-piece. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop.
Your hands look like Andy's.
Oh, man. So we don't need to be on a big station. We got the internet. This thing can travel all throughout the fan base. One click of a button. So, 7:30 in the morning. Gave you no heads up last night. But today is about new callers. Today is about new folks stepping up and letting Ben know what you want to see. What changes you want to see? What changes, like, how do you feel? What is it going to take for you to put your guard down and say, let's go? These are new folks. This is a new administration. What happened in the past, done by different folks. Let's go. What is it going to take? Let's get it. It's going to take all of us to do it. And quite frankly, I'm tired of us being divided and continuing to suck. I'm tired of it. Ain't y'all tired of it? Y'all tired of getting joked on at work? You tired of your coworker walking in one day with an LSU shirt on, a Florida shirt on, the next day Georgia shirt, and then a Bama shirt? Ain't you tired of seeing that? Chip Payne, huh? Take our first break of the day. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the Big Orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, the search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, the search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It's time for around the SEC. What's cracking, Ben?
Everything is crack-a-lacking this morning.
My knees, my hips, my ankles. You right.
LSU has a quarterback in the transfer portal. Would you like another quarterback?
I'm good.
Oh, now you're good?
If one leaves, then I want him. But I'm good right now.
LSU quarterback TJ Finley is entering the NCAA transfer portal. The decision comes just under a month after spring football concluded. This is on the advocate.com. The Tigers entered the offseason with a four-man quarterback competition. And after senior Miles Brennan and sophomore Max Johnson excelled in the spring game, it appeared those two had secured a lead over Finley and freshman Garrett Nussmeier going into the summer. Now LSU will begin fall camp with just 3 scholarship quarterbacks competing for the starting job before LSU opens the season at UCLA on September 4th. Finley started in 5 games as a freshman last season, stepping in for Brennan when he suffered a season-ending abdominal muscle tear against Missouri in the 3rd game of the season. Finley won the job over Johnson at the time, but after inconsistent play over his 5 starts, Coach O started Johnson in the final 2 games of the season. The 6'2", 242-pound Finley, a Pocatello High graduate, had a 2-3 record as a starter and completed 80 of 140 passes for 941 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. So LSU quarterback TJ Finley is in the transfer portal. I have a football game for you to put down on your calendar, Swain.
Okay.
Missouri is traveling to BYU. This game was supposed to be played this past season, but because of COVID, it got postponed. It has been rescheduled for September 8th, 2035.
Man, I don't got time to be putting. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
I know what you're doing tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm doing the show. I'm doing the same thing I do every weekday. But
I know what you're doing on Saturday too.
Still, like 2000 win.
35, 14 years from now. You'll be 50, over 50. How do you now, 36, 37?
I'll be 37 this year.
You'll be 50 when this game is played. And then you won't have just 1 or 2 gray hairs in your beard. You'll have a beard full of gray hairs.
That's cool.
I'll be completely bald. I'll have, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, I'll have
complete the ball well before that.
That's true, but it'll still be before 2035.
You got like 3 more months.
Yeah, I know, but still, technically, it'll still be before 2035, right?
I mean, yeah.
All right, that's my point. So I'll be completely bald. If everything goes according to plan, I'll hopefully have 2 or so kids.
You might be a granddaddy by then.
If I'm a granddaddy by then, somebody's gonna catch some hands.
I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking.
Now, you on the other end.
Hey, man. I stay strapped. Don't play.
I thought that was funny when I saw that Missouri and BYU had rescheduled their game for 2035. Pretty funny. LSU also had a basketball player enter the transfer portal. Josh Gray, who is a part of their 2020 class. He is a center. He is in the transfer portal.
I've never heard of him, Ben.
I have not either. Kentucky landed Iowa transfer C.J. Frederick, and this is actually a pretty nice pickup for the Wildcats because C.J. Frederick can shoot the basketball. He is a shooter and shoots the ball pretty well from 3. A former Iowa guard. He has committed to play for Kentucky. He averaged 7.5 points, 1.9 assists, and 1.1 rebounds a game last year at Iowa, where he was a starter. He was number 13 on the Athletics list of best available transfers. So, C.J. Frederick teaming up with Kellen Grady, the Davidson transfer that committed to Kentucky a while back. I'll take Justin Powell personally. I'm sure you would too.
I mean, it's what I expected. I expected, Calipari to go and load up. I mean, dude, they had the worst season ever in Kentucky basketball history. They're not just going to sit back and not do anything. I mean, they coming.
I think they should sit back and not do anything.
I mean, it don't matter. Rick Barnes is there.
His daddy.
Is his daddy. So it ain't going to really matter, but I'm not surprised that he's making moves and attracting talent. Hey, man, Kentucky is a blue blood. So I know there's a lot of kids that see Kentucky as like the pinnacle of college basketball. Them and Duke, and I get it. I understand. So I'm looking forward to the matchup, man. I know one thing. Tennessee has the second-rated signing class in the nation, according to 247. So Kenny Chandler was bumped up to the number 1 point guard in America, in the world. That's right. Had some guys bump up, made Tennessee number 2 behind Michigan. So it's on. It's on. I can't wait.
Is it on like Donkey Kong?
It's on like popcorn. It's on.
The last thing I've got for you.
And Donkey Kong.
Comes from Greg Sankey.
And Yoshi.
A decision.
And Mushroom Head.
On SEC interconference transfers.
And Bowser. Not
is
that one, though.
Coming soon. Andy Bowser?
No, the other Bowser.
You were throwing heads like Andy last segment.
No, I was throwing heads like Roy Jones Jr.
The SEC has an interesting decision ahead of it. Now that the NCAA has approved the one-time transfer exception for football, it gets tricky when players want to transfer to another school in the same conference, as previously players who did so in the SEC had to sit out 1 year. Many other conferences have eliminated similar rules, so the SEC could be at a disadvantage if it decides against immediate eligibility in such cases. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey told Paul Feinbaum on Wednesday that while the league remains split on the issue, a decision should come down in the next few weeks. Greg Sankey said all 14 of our universities can submit proposals to change our bylaws, change our interconference transfer rule. We have some who are ready to take it away and others who say leave it just as is. In fact, don't grant any waivers. Then a whole bunch of our universities are in the middle. They're going to make the decision between now and the end of May, early June. Our universities are going to wrestle with this issue and make decisions about what is our transfer policy for transfers inside the conference moving forward. I think what you have literally is what I just described. You've got two groups that are on opposite ends and apparently half of our conference somewhere in the middle saying we're going to have to change. It's time to update our interconference transfer policy. But we need to have some common expectations for ourselves.
Well, you know why the SEC is going to be like the last conference that rolls with this.
Because Saban's not a fan of it?
Well, yeah, that. But the SEC is the grimiest in terms of recruiting, and Sankey knows that.
No, not the SEC.
It's so dirty and grimy and slimy.
Never the SEC.
There's teams right now in the SEC tampering with our players right now, and the rule ain't even passed yet. Imagine the tampering that's going to go on from team to team in this conference if guys can transfer. Remember that State Farm commercial? When the wife walks in.
There's been many.
When the wife walks in, who you talking to late night? Oh, it's just Jake. Jake from State Farm. It's going to be like that. You're going to have players on the phone, and then one of the teammates is going to walk in. Who you talking to? Oh, nobody. It's just Kirby from Georgia. It's Brian Harsin from Auburn. He said I can be like Brett Rippon if I come there.
Brett Rippon.
He told me to check my inbox. There's a graphic with Brett Rippon in the front of it. I'm thinking about it. Don't you we got a game tomorrow? Bro, we getting ready for the game. I know, man, but I got to take this phone call, man. Is Ed Orgeron. He told him not to go to class. He told him not to go to class, man. He called me. Oh, man. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be the Wild Wild West. It's going to be the Wild Wild West. It's here, so there's no denying it. That's why the SEC really don't want to do it because, man, it's already slimy enough. It is slimy enough. When you as a player have a visit lined up with another school or a in-home visit with another school or a phone call with another school, one school will basically take that player and, like, in a nice way, kidnap that player, distract him so much to where he can't talk to the other school, and the other school can't make a last-minute push. Oh, man, it's so grimy in this conference. It's so grimy. But I don't think people want to know how the hot dog's made. Just keep liking the commercials. It just means more. She's a nice looking lady. She seems nice. Makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. There's no reason to know how the hot dog's made. But it's slimy. It's grimy, man. 865-255-03. We got the text box. We got touchdown turnover coming up. Tennessee got another transfer commitment. We will discuss that. And, man, coming full circle. This gentleman was supposed to be here already, the previous staff, but there's a minor snag. But now he's here. We'll discuss all of that, much more. Coming up, Swain Event. Stay with us.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Bring on the positivity. It's time for Attaboy here on the Swain Event, where we highlight feel-good stories, accomplishments, great performances. Oh, yeah, we got a baseball one. I know. It just hit me. We got a baseball Attaboy coming up. Well-deserving, too, by the way. Attaboy is brought to you by Iris Networks. 90 days, no payment for business internet. Give them a call at 865-448-4747 or give them a follow on Twitter at irisnetworksusa.com. Reliable, local, high-quality business fiber internet and voice made in Tennessee for Tennessee businesses. What you got, Ben?
I'm going to the diamond, 4th day in a row. I'm 4 for 4 this week. Can't wait to go 5 for 5 tomorrow. See what I did there? 4 for 4 this week with baseball on Attaboy. I'm giving Baltimore Orioles pitcher John Means an Attaboy for throwing a no-hitter yesterday. He retired all 27 batters he faced in a 6-0 win over the Mariners in Seattle. He did allow one base runner when Sam Haggerty reached on a third-strike wild pitch in the third inning. The Orioles then caught Haggerty attempting to steal second, but the wild pitch nullified the perfect game bid. But still, John Means threw a no-hitter and is believed to be the first pitcher in Major League history to lose a perfect game on a third-strike wild pitch. According to Elias Sports Bureau research, he is the first pitcher to throw a non-perfect no-hitter with no walks, no hit batters, and no errors. He's the first individual no-hitter for the Orioles since Jim Palmer in 1969. Nice. The longest stretch for any team in the majors without a no-hitter. The Orioles had a four-pitcher combined no-hitter in 1991. So John Means with a heck of a performance yesterday. I also have another baseball attaboy that I want to give to Drew Robinson. You probably saw this on social media yesterday, but Drew Robinson is a baseball player in the San Francisco Giants organization, and he made the AAA roster yesterday when the minor league rosters were announced, and it's a pretty touching story and heartwarming story.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his eye in a 2020 suicide attempt. He lost his right eye in a suicide attempt last year, but he made the opening day roster for the Giants' AAA affiliate and could play as soon as today. Sacramento Rivercats opened their season with a 6-game series in his hometown of Las Vegas. Robinson, 29 years old, signed a minor league deal with the Giants over the winter, 6 months after he shot himself in the head after a harrowing 20 hours that followed the attempt and more than a year of rehabilitation. A late spring surge in Robinson's performance during minor league spring training persuaded the Giants to place him one step away from the team with the best record in the National League. Robinson told ESPN, "I don't know if I'll be able to fully describe how excited I am for these next 6 games, but I know that this is going to be another powerful experience, and I'm so ready for it. Our game isn't even until tomorrow, but I already had a hard time staying asleep last night because of how excited I am for these games and this experience as a whole." So really, really cool comeback story.
Wow, man. Powerful. Powerful stuff right there. Wow. I mean, to survive that is one thing. To play baseball at a high level with one eye, where it's hard for some folks to hit the ball with 2 eyes. Wow. Wow, man, that's powerful right there. That's good right there by you, Ben. Good job, man. You can take the rest of the day off, man. You did it.
Bet. Go ahead and turn my mic off.
Wow. You did it right there, man. Whew. That was good. That was good. 865-255-03. Javante Payton, with the previous coaching staff, I thought he was going to be a Tennessee Volunteer. Tennessee was in a really good position. He was feeling Tennessee, and all of a sudden Mississippi State came in, bloop, and got him. And yesterday on his Instagram or Twitter, That was Instagram, I think. Yeah, it was Instagram. He made it known that home is where he's meant to be, and home for him is Tennessee. He's from Tennessee. He's from Middle Tennessee, and so he's going to finish up his college career at the University of Tennessee, right here in Knoxville. And this wide receiver room, we getting fast. We are fast. We got some dudes who can run. We got some 4-4 dudes. We got a 4-3 dudes. The slowest guy might be Cedric Tillman that will moss you in a heartbeat. And this is good. You got to have different tools in the toolbox. You got to have different receivers that can do different things. Push those safeties back, and you have an offensive line that won't be a weak part of this football team. That should be the strength of the offense. An offensive line that has plenty of guys that have played a lot of football. You got Javonte Spraggins that's busting at the seams to get his opportunity. The running backs, they okay right now. But there's a nice group. It's a nice group of guys. And with that tempo, you get those safeties back because you're afraid of them 4-3 or 4-4 40 receivers. Opportunities are now here. Joe Milton can be what I think the staff thinks he can be with some coaching. Might be all right on offense now. Now defense, I don't know. Hey, Juwan, you got any twin brothers? How many spots we got available for defense to go get some transfers? But hey, man, this offense is looking. It's gonna be really intriguing. I know one thing: if I'm a DB and I just have to guard a route and then come back 10 seconds later, make a tackle on the running back, and then come back 10 seconds later, then cover a go route. And then the receiver substitute, but I can't substitute. And a fresh receiver comes in, and I got to cover another receiver that's running a post route. I'm not gonna have the same energy level as I did 3 or 4 plays ago. This is interesting. I don't know what it means for a record. I don't know what it means at all.
Sounds like you're saying they're going to win like 8 games.
That ain't what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that the speed that's being added to this offense intrigues me. That's exactly what I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying right now.
I have the same opinion that I had 2 weeks ago after the spring game. How confident would you be in this offense if you knew that they could just find some consistent quarterback play? Because they have some pieces at receiver. They have some pieces at running back. I think the offensive line is going to be pretty solid. Tight end may be able to make you a play or two when you need them to. If you add a consistent quarterback to the mix, where would this offense be? Because I'm telling you right now, if you get consistent play on the offensive side of the ball, the schedule sets up to where you could absolutely win 6 or 7
Hey,
games.
man, we ain't talking about wins.
Facts only.
Too early to be talking about wins. Hour 2 coming up.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup, or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Hour 2 here in the Swain Event. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center studio. Let's get to the Irish Networks hotline. Let's hear from Vol Nation. Vol Nation, good morning, man. Long time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been listening, just kicking back, just chilling, just observing and taking in the information, doing a little study and things of that nature. But I'm here every morning. Like I said, you guys are my morning coffee. I just don't call in as much. A lot of things have been going on over the past, I guess 6 months or whatever. So it's been a lot going on. I'm about to be a grandfather, so I had to come up with a grandfather name. That took a lot of my brain power. So you might be seeing Law Nation / Papa T out there. So
Papa T.
Papa T.
Papa T. So if you see that then, or that transition taking place, then you know who that is, man. But yeah, man. I love y'all show as usual, man. You guys are always, keeping it 100, bringing some truth, and I'm excited about the opportunity to have the AD on tomorrow and get a chance to listen to you guys kind of poke and probe a little bit and get some information out there, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I know Danny hasn't done a lot of these deals. I know he did sit down with Hubs, and I don't know, maybe last Friday's show, got some folks' attention and people maybe realized that, I'm pretty fair and honest, and maybe Danny respects that. I've heard from folks that I've talked to that know Danny White that he's pretty straightforward. He's a pretty straightforward dude, and maybe that's why we heard some of his comments, and it's rubbed people the wrong way because he's just straightforward. Some folks like it, some folks don't, and I feel like I'm pretty straightforward. So maybe I was able to request Danny White and get an answer fairly quick and him come on. Probably faster than really any new coach that's been here the last 4 or 5 years. So I think Danny White understands it's important to connect. I think he understands that. So I'm looking forward to it too, Vol Nation. I really am.
Yeah. Well, I think it's critical, man. Like I said, this is why you're the best show in Knoxville, if not one of the best shows up and down this region, man. Like I listen to a lot of programs and things of nature, but that's just how it is. You two really work really well together, and you bring quality people on. I mean, you got Coach Hype on, now you're bringing the AD on. You got some VFLs to come on. The knowledge and experience that you guys have, and then bringing on the Austin Prices and the Lowe's and people like that, keeping us informed, keeping us in the loop. I think that's critical, and that's just on the regular for you. That's just not something that's periodically. You have these people come on all the time, so that we're constantly informed with the freshest and the newest information, so we can be on top of what's going on with something that we care about, something that we love, which is the Tennessee football program. So, or sports in general pertaining to Tennessee, but particularly the football program. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Some of the things that I just wanted to share briefly. I've been doing a lot of listening over the months and things of that nature, but with Coach Hype coming in, I guess there's a lot of questions that can come up, I guess, with the AD, but thinking, actually being truthful and asking him, and I'm sure this is probably going to be on your list, is, was Coach Hype, in his top 5, or was he just like the last resort when he struck out with everyone else? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I ain't going to get no straight answer on that.
I know you can ask it. I don't know if he would say that or not, but I'm just saying that's on the minds of people, what I'm talking about. But even with that, I think I truly believe Coach Hype is actually a really good coach. He seems to be a really good people person outside looking in, looking at the staff, looking that he's kind of built and the people he's put together. People genuinely, seemingly are happy to be coaching together. You can see culture changing. It is a lot quieter around the program, You're not many things are leaking out like it used to be, you know what I'm saying? And, even with the situation with these kids, they got into trouble, or they're going to come back, and, you see them transferring out. Why they're transferring out, I don't know. But like I said, he's like, hey, I'm trying to build something. Either you with it or you're not. And he'll let you go, and he'll move on and get somebody else and fill your spot, And I think he's done a really good job so far, even with the potential of the sanctions that could be hanging over the program, bringing in like wide receiver Peyton or the linebacker Mitchell or Tremblay as a DL or even Milton, And so I think he's doing what he can do and the best he can do in this situation. And I'm excited to see what will happen come the fall as they continue to kind of work together as a team, because looking at the quarterback situation, I think I'm with you guys. I think you mentioned it before. I know I've heard it before, but I think Milton is somewhat in the catbird seat myself, just because, one, he's the one that that was actually selected by Coach Hype. Two, when you look at him and you start looking at that 6'5" frame, 243, and what he can do and how he was potentially underdeveloped in Michigan, then you go and look at Trayvon Jackson. And he went and got Trayvon Jackson, who's 6'4", 195, so he's got the frame to put in another 15, 20 pounds or whatever of muscle and get him built up, because he's a little probably small for his size right now for the SEC. But then you look at Milton at 6'5", 243, I believe he is, or whatever. So he's the perfect prototype, as far as size, to be able to come in here and bang a little bit and still be able to throw that football down the football field. Just got to work on accuracy and everything else. But I'm starting to see that Coach Hype might have a type. Big, athletic, with a strong arm, but you have to be smart. And so if his prototype is that, then you look at the quarterback room, and I think the worst thing that could have happened at the orange and white game was that Harrison Bailey actually looked the best, because he has a great arm, and he hit the open targets, but it was, of course, the orange and white game. But he doesn't have a lot of mobility. and he really doesn't fit probably the mold of what he's looking for. Even though he can work with anything, he went out and got Milton.
Yeah,
he went out and got Trayvon. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
so you're starting to see a type.
Taven Jackson.
Or Taven, I'm sorry, Taven.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
see,
so
Ben ain't a good friend, man. I asked Ben if he was gonna tell you, and he was like, no, he was gonna let you just keep calling him Trayvon.
I know, I was letting you flow,
My bad.
Foundation.
You was flowing,
You
bro.
were flowing and going, had
I was
great
flowing.
points. I'm not
You
gonna
was
interrupt
flowing.
you.
I don't think you took your breath.
Yeah, come up for a breath, Foundation.
Good thing you don't have asthma.
But yeah, that's what I see, man. I see him really kind of restructuring things, and the culture's changing. Like I said, things are quieter. The coaching staff seems to be enjoying themselves and enjoying the players, and the kids seem to be enjoying the program more as well, and becoming more of a family. Those are things that I look at as when you were talking about there's a transformation taking place and being excited about the program again. This is what I see, and so now it's about putting a product on the field, and then tempering expectations coming fall to where, can we win? Can we get to a bowl game? Is it possible to win a game? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we have talent, but I think they've been underdeveloped for a few years. And
I won't
so
go
now,
that far. I won't go that far, Vol Nation. I won't go as far as to say like that. I'm intrigued. I'm not excited yet. I'm not. It's just me being truthful. I'm intrigued. I'm encouraged. I'm hopeful. I see good signs, but I saw good signs with every coach at the beginning, right? So I'm intrigued, but I'm not excited yet. I don't have anything to be excited about. I got something to look forward to, but man, only 3 weeks of spring practice. It's going to take a little bit more than that for me. And man, it's so good to hear Vol Nation again, man. Thank you so much for the phone call. I'll just answer Vol Nation's question that he wanted to ask Danny White, because for me, and this is for me, I agree 100% with ATL, VFL, and KY Vol here. For me, it's about how do we move forward and be great again. There is an important part for anyone that is new coming in. They must recognize and acknowledge why the people before them were not successful. That's important. They got to spend time on, learning that stuff and hearing people and talking to folks and seeing why there was an opening. There was an opening for an AD and head coach for a reason. But you can't spend too much time dwelling on the past and too much time on that. And the reason why I said that Vol Nation ain't going to get a real answer, because remember the last coaching search with Jeremy Pruitt. When John Curry was running the show, you had a public debacle, which resulted in Schiano Sunday. And then you got all these public no's, and then Coach Fulmer took over, and then you got more public no's. You had people that cover Tennessee that was reporting that Jeff Brom was going to be the next head coach. Wasn't the next head coach. Then Dave Doran publicly said no. So the reason why Danny White went out and got a search firm is because you can keep that thing more buttoned up. You're not going to have those leaks. And that's why it seemed very, very quiet. Remember, folks were like, oh, my God, the plane's going to Pennsylvania. But it was, there was a facility. Clayton Holmes has a facility right up there next to Penn State. And, that was their plane. But was there talk with James Franklin? Absolutely. I'm sure there was. Danny talked to a lot of candidates. A lot of folks that people know about, and there's some that people don't know about. But it wasn't a public fiasco. And he didn't offer them because it didn't get to that point where they were interested enough for Danny to offer. So that's why Danny said in his press conference after hiring Josh Heupel that he only offered one coach, because technically he did.
And technically he did only offer one quarterback.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna give you the answers right now. There ain't no reason to even ask Danny that, because it does no good for him to answer that.
And we already know the answer.
Yeah, it does no good for him to sit here and say, no, Hyper was my first choice. Like that's not good. That's not going to instill any confidence from fan base. That's not going to be good for Josh Heupel. Like that's not good. So I'll just give you the answer, and we'll move on. But tomorrow's about just really understanding like his vision, because I don't know if he's been in a place where he just kind of chill, man. Just let your hair down a little bit. Just chill, and let's just have a conversation, man. Let's just chill. It's not an interview where it's going to be written, so you don't get that tone that you will get over the phone. I wish it was like a video interview, but hey, maybe one day we'll get to that. But at least you'll hear tone, and that means something. Sometimes that is missing when you're communicating with someone over text messages, or you're reading something that someone said. It lacks that. You'll get that tomorrow. So that's kind of my hope. I just feel like we all need to get on the same page with truly what Danny wants to do, so fans can know the truth about how he feels, and man, we can go. We can go do this thing. This is gonna take both of us. It's gonna take both sides. It's not, all right, administration, y'all go do it, then we'll catch up when y'all do something. It ain't gonna work that way. Or fans, y'all go do it. It's gonna take both. It's gonna take both. It's gonna take both of us. It's gonna take both of us. We got the best fans in the country. What's the sense having that label if you can't generate massive change on the positive side? What's the point of being the best fans in the country if you don't do anything with it? Well, let's go make some history. 865-255-03. Be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf. Then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells, or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Take a look at the text box this morning. Let's see here. What's today? Today's 6th?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Start looking at DR Vols' terrible messages from yesterday. Oh, that's right. Closed mouths never get fed. I had a brain fart earlier. Good morning, guys, from Paducah, Kentucky, from KY Vol. Jason Tucker says, how many points will Tennessee average this year? I don't know, man.
69.6.
I hope it's in the 30s. You got to give yourself a chance. If you don't average 30, you don't have a chance. You got to be 35 or more.
Rephrase the question, because Tennessee's going to be close to 30, because in the 3 cupcake games, they're going to hang 50 on them, and that's going to increase the average of points per game. So are you still saying 30 for just conference games?
Yeah, you got to be 30, 35 for conference games.
35?
Average, yep. You got to put up points, man.
I know.
The days of winning games, man, in the 20s, them days are over.
I agree. I just don't see this offense averaging 35 a game in conference play. That's a lot.
People don't play defense anymore.
I know. And to your point, I mean, it may be easier than I initially think, because this was my point earlier about the schedule, not trying to say that 6-7 wins should be the expectation, but I don't think people realize how favorable the schedule is this year. It's really favorable. You have the 3 cupcake games. You play Pittsburgh, which I don't care if Tennessee is rebuilding. Tennessee's going to have more talent than Pittsburgh. At least it should. So my point is that should be – I'm not going to say that that's a guaranteed win. I'm not saying that at all. But it is a game that Tennessee absolutely has a chance to win. You play a South Carolina team that is in a very similar spot as you, that is rebuilding, that lacks talent. Vanderbilt, still going to be the worst team in the SEC. You should still beat down on Vanderbilt. That's 6 games right there. And we haven't even mentioned a Missouri football team that is still rebuilding.
They're better than us, probably.
Yes, but still a winnable game.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
A winnable game. That's a 7th game right there. Kentucky's going to have more talent than Tennessee. Be better than Tennessee, in my opinion, but that's a winnable game. I'm forgetting one. Ole Miss, I'm not going to predict a win in that one, but
it'll be an underdog in that game.
I think it is a winnable game. It's at home. Ole Miss's offense with Matt Corral probably going to put up some points. Safe to say that they're going to put up some points.
First to 50.
But their defense was abysmal last year, and that defense was so bad, there's zero chance that you can just completely change that defense within one offseason. That is a multiple-year rebuild on the defensive side of the ball for Lane Kiffin. And so if you can put up some points and you get into a shootout, then all of a sudden you may find yourself winning that football game or in it late to give you a chance to win the football game. So that's 8 games on the schedule.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to predict wins.
I'm not predicting wins.
We got to put up 35 points per game.
I know, but my point in mentioning the schedule is not to predict wins, but to say that initially I hear 35 points a game and I'm like, ugh, that's asking a lot. But then you sit down and you kind of look at the schedule, and the schedule isn't as difficult as it was 5 years ago, or scoring 35 points a game in the SEC wasn't as difficult as it was 5 to 10 years ago. That's my point in mentioning the schedule, is because I don't think people realize that the schedule is manageable this year.
Yeah, Tennessee averaged 21.5 points per game last year. You're gonna kick it up. You got to kick it up in the 30s to even give yourself a chance. And there's gonna be some games where it might be the first to 50 because no defense is gonna be played. I can see that. But to answer Jason's question here on the text box, I don't know how many points Tennessee will average this year. I just know that my opinion is that Tennessee's going to have to average about 35 points per game to win most of their games, or win more than they lose. Like, to give yourself a chance to win, you're going to have to score a lot of points. And I think the staff knows that, and that's why they went out and got Javonte Payton. Adding more speed on the outside, more options for the quarterback, more of a deep threat, because you're going to need big plays.
Yep.
I don't know if you're going to be able to grind the clock out with 10, 12-play drives, and you're not going to do that anyways with this offense, unless it's like little cuts, death by little cuts, and you're picking up 4 yards really, really fast, and then you're backed up, your own territory, and then you turn around, and yeah, it's a 15-play drive, but it's still only 3 minutes. You can grind on a team that way, but I think the addition of Javonte Payton told me a lot. It should have told us a lot. Like, they gotta have splash plays.
Yes,
they gotta have splash plays to make up for what could be one of Tennessee's worst defenses here in a very long time.
Yes,
just the facts. Just the facts. All right, we'll go back to the text box.
Well, I just want to enforce that I'm not trying to predict wins.
Okay.
Not trying to do that at all, because I'm not comfortable doing that. Again, when I was mentioning the Pittsburgh game, I said I'm not comfortable predicting Tennessee to win that game, just like I'm not comfortable predicting Tennessee to win any game outside of the 3 non-conference cupcake games and really the Vanderbilt game. I'm just illustrating that, like, Tennessee has 8 winnable games on the schedule. Saying something is winnable and predicting a win are two different things.
But it's about the points, man. It ain't about the wins.
If Tennessee doesn't score points, they're not gonna win.
I know, but the question is about the points. So there ain't no point even bringing up wins. Is what I'm saying. That's because what happens is we start going down a rabbit hole, and people start calling in predicting wins, and it is freaking May, and like,
well,
it's just to me it's just a waste of time.
Well, whether you think it's a waste of time or not, or whatever, there's a correlation between the two. You score points, you're gonna win. So
no, you score points, you give yourself a better chance to.
Yes,
because you score points and if you don't stop them from scoring more to you, you lose. But the point is to give yourself a chance for Tennessee to have more of a chance to win games. They got to put up 35 or 30 points per game. They can't win games in the 20s. That's really the point. Because we can still lose games and score 30 points per game, 35 points per game. There's no guarantee that you're going to win those games. All I'm saying is you give yourself a chance. And that's really all you want to ask for. I mean, this team's 3-7 for a reason last year, and to do more with less to exceed expectations, you want to give yourself a chance in the fourth quarter as much as possible, to where it comes down to a play or two, because you're going to be underdogs against Ole Miss. You're going to be underdogs against some of these teams, but you at least want to have a chance to strike in the fourth quarter. And if you put up 35 plus, you can do that. So that's why that's my take on trying to just really focus on the points rather than sitting here trying to predict the wins, because it's really hard to do. It's really, really hard to do. Vol Storm, no, you're not going to be allowed to call in during the Danny White interview, because you don't know how to act, Vol Storm. You've proven that. You got no home training. We can't take you anywhere, Vol Storm. All you do is call in. You throw shots at Ben on the way out. Throw shots at me on the way out. No home training, Vol Storm. None. Nope. Just kidding. No, we're not gonna take any calls. I got it. That's why I want y'all, like today, to share with me via the text box calling in. What do you want to see? If you are checked out, what is it going to take before Tennessee goes out and wins the games that you want to see won? Because for those that say I'm sitting on the couch, I'm not doing anything, I got my hands, I'm sitting on my hands, I'm not doing anything until I see the results on the football field, you do understand that the belief comes before the results. The action comes before the results. Now, when you get the results, there's more belief, and then there's more action. So, for instance, with Clemson, there was a vision that was casted, and then people bought into that vision before they actually got the results. And then once you saw more results, there was more belief. And then when there was more belief, then there was more action. So, for example, there probably was a core group of fans or donors who believed in the vision that the AD and the coach had and got involved, had skin in the game, whatever you want to say. And then when the results started to come in a little bit more, then people believed more, and then we had more action. So more people started getting involved. More people started supporting. More people started donating. More people started attending games. More people went out and about, start talking about Clemson. And it became, it became a snowball. But just thinking that the action comes after the results, that don't happen. That's not realistic. It's all a belief. Ben, when you decided that you wanted to do radio and you wanted to be a journalist, you made that decision before you became one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was just an idea. It was just an idea. It was just a vision. All you needed was a vehicle. It's helpful to have some people support you in your corner, but you really don't need that if you have, enough willpower, if you're hard-headed enough, if you're stubborn enough. But, it starts with that vision first. And it's going to take a buy-in that we understand that's harder now than it ever was before because of the last 10 years. It's harder. It's harder. So that's kind of how I look at today and tomorrow. I think tomorrow, and I hope it goes the way I think it can go, is that you can truly understand the vision of the new administration. And what happened in the past, we can stop or try not to accuse the new administration and them serving the crime of the penalties of the people before them. That's what I hope. And that's why I got to be good in my question asking. And Ben, you have to be good. Like, we have to be good and to pull that out of Danny. And so I'm asking you, our listener, for input on what you want to see. What is it going to take for you? It doesn't, you don't have to have your name on the building to matter. You don't have to be Peyton Manning to matter. That's the message that I've been getting. So I just want to get everyone's take, get their feelings, get a pulse before I go in with these questions tomorrow, so folks can know. Hey man, we got an AD that either ain't gonna get it done or is gonna get it done. He don't get it or he does get it. I think people will have a good feeling after tomorrow's interview, and that interview will be at 8:30. I don't even want to call it an interview, Ben. I kind of want to just call it a conversation.
It's your show. You can call it whatever you want.
I kind of want to call it a conversation. Now, Chris Lowe's is the interview because we asked him a question, and he takes over. He just gives us a ton of. He just goes right. But I kind of want this to be like just a conversation, just like it was with when Chris Lofton was in the building.
I think Chris Lowe's appearance is more of a lecture.
Yeah, it's a lecture. That's right, man. I feel like we're sitting in God, what's that building next to the stadium? It has like stadium style seating.
Is it
I know I took my Western Civ classes there.
A and B?
Up those steps.
Or is that the
right there at the beginning of the hills, right there on the right?
Yeah, no, I have.
You know that building?
Yeah, I have my econ class in there.
Yeah, man. Chris Lowe come on. There's a lecture. You better take notes.
You know when I got my degree from the University of Tennessee, I took my econ class in there.
You do have your degree.
For those call me Bama Ben.
Is your degree mounted, posted somewhere in your house? Frame?
Yep.
I gotta do that, man. I am not getting it done. I gotta be better, man. I gotta be 1% better. That's terrible about me.
My number one aspiration growing up was to graduate from the University of Tennessee. So best believe when I graduated, that took place.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Made me feel like crap.
Well, we all know you wanted to go to Georgia.
I don't even know where my degree is. I need to find it.
You showed it to me before. I think it's in your closet over there.
I don't think I've ever showed it to you before because I don't know where it is.
Oh, I thought you did.
I don't think that was it.
Oh.
I think that was like a...
Did you actually get a degree?
I think that was a participation attendance certificate from like middle school or something. Swain Event, fueled by Daddy and Barbecue.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam, where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the happy face truck today.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown turnover back by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong, better rates and better service. Jason Swain here, Ben McKee, live from the Low T Center studio. Swain Event fueled by Daddy and Barbecue. And then while Ben answers the phone, I'm going to lay out this question for everybody and then tell Ben the question again. Oh, there you go. You can hear me. Tennessee got a commitment from Javonte Payton, Mississippi State wide receiver transfer. He's from Tennessee originally. The last staff was kind of in the lead for a while for him, and then he decided to go to Mississippi State. He is a 4.4 40 guy, so he's going to bring speed, something that this staff, the last staff, wanted to increase throughout the whole entire team. That was a major issue when Pruitt and company took over, was the lack of team speed. So I thought the previous staff addressed that, and I think this team is faster now than what they were when Pruitt first got here. But you get Payton. My question to you, Ben: touchdown, turnover, the starting receivers for Tennessee, and we can just look at the first game if you want to. But the starting receivers will all be 4.4 40 guys. 4.4 40 guys. So let's talk about those guys. Number one, we know Jalen Hyatt is a 4.4 better guy. We know that Jimmy Callaway is a 4.4 He's a 4-4 guy, and that could be 4-4-0, it could be 4-4-5. Like he's in the 4-4s. We know that Jimmy Holiday is a 4-4 guy. He's a low 4-4 guy. We know DeJounte Payton is a 4-4 guy. The question, and we know Velus Jones is going to be a 4-4 guy too, when he runs at the Combine Pro Day. The question is, Cedric Tillman, we know he's not a 4-4 guy. But we do know that he has experience. And we do know he had a really good spring. There is a need for speed on the outside. But do you feel like the starting receivers this year all will be 4-4, 40 guys? Touchdown, turnover.
Not game number one. I think Cedric Tillman will be a starter game number one. Just to keep it short and sweet, since we got Big Orange Mac on the line.
I man, we need to shut up then.
I know. Cedric Tillman is Mr. Reliable, and as a veteran, new coaches like to rely on players that they can trust. I think Cedric Tillman is that. I think Jimmy Callaway and Jimmy Holiday, I think they'll be good football players for Tennessee, but I think they'll still battle consistency as young pups. So I think you'll see Velus, Jalen Hyatt, and Cedric Tillman as your starting receivers game number one.
Jimmy Callaway. New coaches do like new toys too, though.
That is true.
So we'll see what happens. Let's get to Big Orange Mac. I'm going to shut my mouth, and we'll go to the phones. Mac, good morning.
Excuse me. Good morning, Jay Swizzle. Good morning, Benjamin.
Good morning.
There's one thing that when you have AD on the Mara is, excuse me, I want you to convey to him from us fans why the way we are, why the way we are.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to understand that the reason why we're so doggone just irritated about things, it's been over 20-something years since we won an actual championship. It's been over 12 years since, we've been relevant, in the college football landscape. I want him to understand that.
Yes.
And I know we ain't no big money donors like some of the big families up there that donate to the program, donate to the school, but we want our voice to matter too. And we very vocal, and he knows that. But it's just the way we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I want him to understand that. I know he kind of wants to sit down and be quiet and shut up and let him do the work. But, if we going up there on a Saturday, especially if you got I've mentioned this before on the show, if we going up there on a Saturday, we spending money, we buying Coca-Colas and beers and souvenirs and T-shirts, and, then we go up there, spend all that money, watch us get our teeth kicked in for a couple hours. We get tired of it.
That's right.
We've done our time. We spent our money.
That's right.
We want to see results where we putting our money. Yeah, it ain't a multi-million-dollar donation, but dadgummit, we put in a little money too.
That's right.
We got a little skin in the game too.
That's
and
right.
I want him to understand that.
That's right. That's right. And I think what he's said when he first came in, and he was so jacked up and excited about being the AD that he didn't realize that there's a whole lot of folks that feel like you. And I feel like you. I feel like you too, man. I was beat down, defeated, man. And you got to think about it like this. Our livelihood is wrapped around Tennessee athletics, and Tennessee football is the leader. And so, man, I was sitting here like, yo, how the heck we going to make a living? The damn football team can't win, man. Man, we need to go out here we got to go out here, man, start a car washing business, man, or something.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm with you, Big Orange Mac. But I think Danny White came in and was like, hey, from this point, man, why are we so negative? Let's go. And people were like, what? Why are we so negative? And he didn't know everything that I'm pretty sure he has learned, because you got to think about it. He's been here over 100 days, right? So he made those comments, at the beginning. But since then, he's talked to former players. He has talked to current players. He's talked to more fans. He's heard from more fans. I think he has probably a different opinion now than what he had when he made those comments like, "Hey, why are we negative? Let's go." He just didn't understand, and now he is understanding. If he don't today, he will tomorrow.
Yeah, that's all we ask.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm speaking on behalf of across the great state of Tennessee.
My man.
I want him to understand us. Where we coming from, why the way we are, and it's a lifestyle, man. It's a way of life for us. From Friday night to Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, we are consumed with the little brown oval.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a way of life for us. And sure, there's more things in life that are more important, but for those 3 or 4 hours, you forget about work, you forget about whatever you got going on in your personal life. We just want some joy for those little 3 or 4 hours. That's all we ask.
Yep.
Gentlemen, I'm going to get off here. I appreciate y'all taking my call as always, and go big on.
Thank you. That's the phone call I'm looking for, man. That's what I want, man. For so long, and we've been through, 4 ADs since 2002? Yeah. When have we had the opportunity to tell AD how we feel? Now, directly? No, I mean, I got you, though. But when have we had that opportunity? Unless you were a big-time donor. When have you had that opportunity? You got that tomorrow. So that's the phone call. That's the response. That's the feedback that I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for right there. I've been doing research on Danny White, man. I've been calling folks. I mean, the dude really didn't need to take the job. I mean, the guy was comfortable, and the guy had turned down other big time schools that was more established. I think he saw an opportunity to build something. Which some folks might say is crazy. But I think Danny White came here the same reason why a high-level recruit would look at this and go, no, man, I don't want to just jump on the bandwagon and just be another guy. No, I want to be the reason why. I want to be a big reason why it comes back. I think he might have had that approach. So I'm gonna be the black Chuck Worry tomorrow. You know about Chuck Worry?
Nope.
So there's a show when I was growing up. I used to watch it. It's called The Love Connection, Ben. It's called A Love Connection. It's a dating show. It was 11 seasons. It ran from 1983 to 1994, and then it came back a little bit. I think in 98. But man, just go watch like 5 minutes on YouTube of The Love Connection. See how corny it is. But
I grew up on Flavor Flav.
Yeah, Flavor Flav.
What was it? Flavor of Love.
Flavor of Love. And then there was one with Gene McCartney and I forgot the old boy's name. It was on MTV.
I don't know.
Singled Out. I think it was Singled Out.
Yeah. What about the one with Bret Michaels?
I ain't watched that one.
Wasn't that one the thing?
That was kind of the same concept.
Yeah, I think I watched that one too.
But I'm like the black Chuck Worry.
Are you?
I'm gonna make a love connection.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow between Tennessee administration and our fans. Well, I'm gonna try. Listen, man, I'm gonna try. 'Cause I want the administration to hear from my fans and know how they feel, and have a real pulse. How many times in the past have people said, "Man, golly, they tone deaf. They think they know what the fans want. Think they know what how the fans feel. They have no clue." Tomorrow, Danny White is going to know how the fans feel, and I think that's important. How the heck are we going to do this together if we don't know how each other feels? Makes no sense at all. We're doing more than just saying we all got to pull in the same direction. That sounds good, right? This is action. This is action. Just like when you say, "Oh, just pray about it." Yeah, all right, just pray about it. "Man, I sure want some better opportunities." "Oh, just pray about it." "Man, I sure want to lose weight." "Oh, just pray about it." We know that you got to do more than that. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. You can't just pray and expect things to just magically change. You got to do stuff too. Same principle here. This is part of pulling in the right direction, man. We got to have conversations. We got to have tough conversations. We got to have uncomfortable conversations. You got to know how I feel, whether you like it or not. And I got to know how you feel, whether you like it or not. And that's how you come together. And then you lay out a course of action, and then you follow that course. And then, boom, you have change. Boom, you have results. All right, who's on the phone?
Turkey Man.
Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Well, I tell you what, I'm excited to hear what, as some people call him, Danny the Plumber, has got to say. Because he come in and talked about
what's that?
Leaks.
Wait, I'm
Talking
lost.
about leaks.
I'm lost. Oh, okay.
So, you know, some of us call him Danny the Plumber.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like the old saying that we used for a long time, "Don't be a pen down my britches lake telling me it's raining." And that's what's happened to us for so many years. We've had this one coming in, this one coming in, this coming in, telling us one thing and it's actually another.
Mm-hmm.
We're over that.
Yep.
We're over it.
Yep.
We just, don't come in here sideways that, he ain't walked on our toes like we've been walked on. He ain't dealt with that. And we've seen, until I see different, till us otherwise, I've seen this type of offense try to work inside the SEC.
Wait, whoa, Turkey Man. What the offense? What the offense got to do with administration?
The thing about it, he's the one that brought it in, did he not?
Yeah.
Ain't he the one that picked this? Ain't he the one that brought the best he had?
Yeah, the offense is the offense will be fine if you use the players that you have, you win. The culture is the right way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
Like
exactly.
the X's and O's part.
You're building what you built, and we've watched you build what you built. Things that is going on in my life that people's not seeing is going from nothing to amazing in less than 2 years. But it takes work, it takes commitment, it takes staying the course, it's staying and doing the work. And that's the reason I don't call and talk much, like I used to. I listen, but I've got other things in my mind, other things going on. But I still stay with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I try to stay as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy got to understand. Pete, right now, we're in a situation that's been this way. We've had star athletes that's been here that's tried to bring their kids, that star athletes, to come back, and it's been an embarrassment for one of them. It's turned something that they cherished, and trying to share that with their kid or their family members, and it's just dumped all over them. We watched this happen time and again. Right now, and we talk about Peyton Manning, but he'll have a kid one day. I don't know what he'll amount to or not. But right now he's got a nephew, best in the country. I know he would love to be able to say, right here, you ain't got no other choice. Right here, you see what? It was because of what I got here. We don't got that no more.
Yeah, but that's why we're here, Turkey Man. But that's the opportunity that we have today, moving forward. I mean, you're talking about culture. You're speaking about how bad the culture has been. Josh Heupel's not married to that type of offense. When he's on a program, he let us know that, you know, his offense is tailored towards the people that he has on his team. So when he's offense coordinator, he wasn't running the same tempo as he was at Central Florida. So the tempo is such a small thing. Tomorrow's conversation with Danny White, this is big picture. This is big. We're talking like changing possibly the last 10 years of crap with buyouts, bad decisions. Because all those things on top of the losing is what affects your trust. Former players coming back, feeling at home, feeling the love. Like this is bigger than just an up-tempo offense. We're all responsible for a culture change. This is what this is about. Like I had someone on Facebook was like, "Oh, we still talking about what happened last Friday?" No, Friday, Danny. No, it's bigger than that. This thing is huge. It's bigger than Tony Vitello. It's going to be Danny White's first big test. You know, he hired Josh Heupel. We don't know if he's going to pass that test until later, but this is the first big test for him to retain, you know, Tony Vitello. But, Ben, we said it during the break. Danny can do everything right, and Tony can still leave. Not because of Danny White's fault, but because of what happened before Danny, letting this place get to where it is now. I mean, are you really willing to go up to Tony and say, "Hey, Tony, whatever you want, whatever you need, it doesn't matter what it is, you got it." For baseball? That's something you do with Nick Saban. That's something you do with Urban Meyer. So we gotta be realistic here. All right, let's get back to the phones. Let's go to DR Vol. DR Vol.
What's going on, guys?
What you doing, man? Eating blue cheese?
Well, you know, that's part of my call. I guess we can start with that. I can't believe you don't like blue cheese, Swain. That really disappointed me.
I can't eat it, man. It makes me gag.
So is it the sauce, or like do you like blue cheese crumbles like on a salad or a steak or anything?
Sorry, my headphones went out. It probably was a good thing. Say it again. Did you throw some shade?
What's that?
You throw some shade at me saying that it makes me gag? My headphones, it unplugged on me.
There's children listening, and I'm close to the school. I feel bad.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm
sure
no, so you don't like the dressing, or you just don't like it at all? Like you don't like the blue cheese?
It's
crumble?
it's the taste, man. I tried it. Like I like when I was younger, I tried it, didn't like it. You know, recently I tried it. Like in the last 6 months, I tried it. I can't stomach it, man. Like I'm like, I just don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I get it. It's definitely an acquired taste. See, I keep it at my house because I like the contrast. Like, I like to put it on like a salad, and especially a steak. I know that sounds disgusting to a lot of people, but when I order a steak, I ask them to put blue cheese crumbles on it. I just like contrast and flavors, I guess you could say.
Yeah, man. Everybody's palate is different, man. I understand. Like, I understand the blue cheese topping on steaks. I get it, but just for me, I can't stomach it, man. It's disgusting to me.
Now, I will say, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but if the wing's good enough, it's kind of like a steak, then I won't use anything. And I'm not just saying it because they're a sponsor, but Dead End, once Ben got me hooked on those, I don't really need it for that. And then there's a place in Atwood that makes wings. I don't need any dipping sauce for that either.
Oh yeah, I can go no dipping sauce too, but when I do, I prefer ranch. But I'm with you, man. I can. If the wing is good, you don't need any dipping sauce.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and as for Danny White, I've just been different on him. I'm not. There's a lot of people out on him already, but for me, my opinion for him is kind of like Heupel, and you kind of hit on it, Swain. Heupel, I like him. I worry he's got so much going against him that I don't know if he can succeed. And same goes for Danny White with what you said. He's walked into a mess. Nobody wanted this job, so he had to get Heupel, it seems like. And then with Tony Vitello, as you said, he may do all the right things and still not be able to keep him. I'm just not as hard or as out on Danny White as a lot of people.
Yeah, and if that like,
and I'm a Negaval, as you know, but I've just taken a different approach with Danny White. I'm glad we have him.
So let me stop you. So I'm glad you said what you said. We have every reason to be pissed off, not have any faith, whatever, for what has happened before this point. But if we are being out on an AD this early, like, there's no reason to be out on Danny White right now. He hasn't done anything. He just got here. And you're out on Josh Heupel already. You can't sit there and complain anymore about, like, how things are not good, when you're not even willing to open up and give the dude a chance. These are new folks. At that point, you're not part of the solution. You're not helping at that point. If you're willing to count someone out, even before they get a chance, you're not helping at all. It doesn't help. And if you are truly wanting to see things change, the least you can do is give a person a chance until they prove that they deserve that chance or they didn't deserve that chance. At least let them prove that.
Yeah, and I get that side of it because I am kind of that way. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. Like, we were so Derek Fooley and Botch Jones and then Jeremy Pruitt. And so I get that part. I mean, I really do. But you can't and this is I'm talking to myself in this. You can't blame these two guys for what these past morons have done. And one of those is, former being the AD. I mean, we can't blame Danny White for the mess he left.
It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, that would be like me not liking you before I even, met you or had a relationship with you. That makes no sense. At least I give you a chance, man, to not like you or like you. I just think it's too early to do that. But again, it's been so long. We've been so pissed off. We've gotten our hopes up only to be crushed, and so it's just easier to not get your hopes up, not let your guard down. It's just easier just to count them out prematurely because it makes us feel better. It guards us. It saves us from disappointment. But that is not going to be what fixes this thing. It's going to take us all.
Yeah, and the problem is you've got people that are angry, and then you got my group that I'm in, and a lot of apathy for me, man. It's just over the years, I'm not going to say what the correct analogy that I want to say, but after you've been kicked so many times, man, sometimes it just gets where it don't hurt.
Yeah, and then you're just mad at everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, including your own fans. I mean, we got more fan-on-fan crimes than any other fan base, it seems like. Just because, like, we're just so upset and mad, and again, rightfully so, but now it's just trying to channel that into something positive if we can. We may not be able to, but we don't know because we haven't given these guys a new chance, a fresh start. Some of us have not. Some of us have.
Oh, you're right, man. We're pent up. Nobody hates Vol Twitter worse than Vol Twitter.
Yeah. But you know what? Shiano Sunday and, raising money for Caden Salter's family and the crazy amount of support that the young kid in Florida got when he was made fun of because he's a Tennessee fan and he couldn't design a shirt that looked as good as his classmates. The support that he got, when Keaton Jones, a Knoxville kid, was bullied and his video went viral, and the support that he got, Jerry Garantano spend time with him. Like when I see the fan base come together in moments like that, where you're piling up on a Mike Farrell, or you're there to support a young Keaton Jones or a young kid in Florida, like that tells me that we can do anything. Like we can do it. We can bring an administration to its knees and change a coaching hire, or we can be with an administration, be on the same page as one, and get this thing back to where it was and better. Because think about it. It was good, but you shouldn't fall off like that. Let's make it better. Let's build a foundation stronger. Like Clemson and Alabama, they ain't going nowhere. Let's make it stronger. We have that ability, but we're going to have to do it together. It's the only way. There's no other way to do it. If someone has another way to do it, please let me know.
And, for me, and Swain, you're probably in the same situation, if not worse, because you've got a daughter older. I worry about for my kids, I've said it multiple times, what me and my brother bonded over was Tennessee football, and I want my kids to be Tennessee fans. But, I see there's a boy, my daughter's in second grade, and he's already Alabama fan because they win. And I want that. I guess I want that as a father to bond over with my kids, to be able to take them to the games and stuff like that. Because even as apathetic as I am, I'm looking into bringing my kids to the Pittsburgh game because I want them to like it so we can share that bond that I loved with my brother so much. That's another reason I have a sense of urgency is let's get this fixed so my kids can actually watch a winner. I don't want to die. Or I want to be able to live and not be dead before they're good again as well.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the first time in a while where you have an administration that's trying to include everybody, whether you're top 5-10% or whether you're not. And this is the first time I've seen it. I've been a Tennessee fan since 2003, so maybe this happened before me. But listen, if it doesn't work this time, then hey man, just stop watching football. Stop being a football fan, because this is the only way it's going to work is for us doing it together. There's no other way.
Yeah, and I'm not going to talk out both sides of my mouth. Apathy has really affected my fanhood. I'm not the same fan I was 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
I wasn't as negative back then.
Yep.
But I'm trying, even though I know a lot of people say I whine and cry a lot, but I'm trying to get better.
Yeah. It affected us all. That's what, and it's okay because we care. That's the thing. No one is wrong for being apathetic. No one is wrong for not having faith. No one is wrong. And don't let the national media tell you that, because they're lying, because they know that they can say something about Vol Nation and you're going to engage with them. You're going to interact with them. And that's what they want. And so we have every reason to feel the way we feel. Now, we got a decision to make what we do moving forward now, though. We have a decision that we have to make based on what Danny White says tomorrow. Yeah, and I don't know what he's going to say. I'm going to ask him the questions that need to be asked. I don't know his answers, but if his answers are on point and they align with what you want to see and what you have wanted to see here on the Hill, and you choose at that point not to engage, can you really complain when you chose not to engage? When it's like, hey man, everything I wanted to see, this guy may be looking to do that and asking for my participation and asking me to be a part of it, and I'm refusing to do that. Can I really complain and be upset? At that point, you can't.
I think his best bet is stop commenting on the negative fans. I mean, that's just like stirring hornet's nest. I get where he's coming from, but man, you ain't gonna fix it. You're just making it. You're gonna make it worse.
Absolutely.
You know, but if he I'll end on this. If he wants to attack somebody, I'll join him in this fight. Attack Rivals Mike. Y'all have a good week.
See you, man. See you. And I don't even look at it as an attack. I don't think he's attacking anybody. I know people may feel like they're being attacked, but I don't think it was an attack. It might piss you off. It might have offended you, but I don't think he intentionally tried to attack folks. But we'll see tomorrow, man. I'm looking forward to this type of interview. I got to write my questions down. Ben, you got your questions written down? You gonna work on that tonight?
Mentally.
No, I mean this. We got to write it down. This can be monumental. This can be program changing right here. So, my questions and conversation will be kind of geared around the pulse of the fan base. That's why I'm the Black Truck Warrior, man. Love connection. Bring the fans and the administration together. I'm going to try. We'll see. All right, who's next?
Justin in Florida.
Justin, good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Hanging in there. Well, I wanted to shout out to a guy who listens to the show, Basil in Shelbyville. He's been a long-time listener to you guys, and just wanted to throw that out there. But, Swain, one of the things that I'd love to hear as a fan from the interview with Danny White tomorrow is what he's got in mind to what I would say get ahead of the curve. And what I mean by that is, you see all these programs trying to do different things. And it's not just an upgrade the facility, because to me, that's like keeping up with the Joneses. Like, we're behind the 8 ball on that.
Yeah.
What I want to hear is, what's that idea or group of ideas that's going to, get us out in front for a change? Because I just feel like as a athletic department, as a whole, we're just constantly trying to play catch up.
Yes.
And that to me is a problem nowadays, because, you're seeing all these different creative things like, Alabama launched that, I believe it was a group to help players with their name, image, and likeness. To me, I don't think they need any help in recruiting, but that would be a big one, because now you're starting to talk dollars.
Yeah.
And they're getting out in front of that, and everyone else is going to go, oh, well, we need to do that too.
Yeah.
What I want to hear from him is, and it can't just be, well, we need to start winning, then the money comes in and then we upgrade the facilities. Like, what's going to be some of those, ideas maybe he's got in the back of his head that probably got him the job to begin with, that's going to, get us out in front of some of this and be different. Yeah, we need to keep up with the Joneses, as they say, but we need to walk and chew gum, because we've got to come up with some interesting things and creative things, to draw in players, draw in fans. And it can't just be we're going to be like everyone else, because then it's going to come down to the win-loss record. Need to get some of that excitement going. So I'd love to hear maybe his thoughts on that one moving forward. What do you think about that?
Justin, I thought about when you were talking, I thought about Chancellor Plowman's introductory press conference when she introduced Danny White. And here's the quote. Danny is a leader, an innovator, and a builder. Innovator.
Yep.
That's what you're looking for, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yep. Like, what ideas, what innovation do you have? And maybe he can't share, because then, people are copy. It's a copycat league. But you mentioned Alabama. Alabama did something different than just pass a law, with the NIL. I mean, they went a step further. With the whole lights, lights at the stadium. It may not seem like a big deal, but they did it first. Now everybody else just follows them and copies them. So they showed some innovation. They did something that no one else was doing. That's what Danny White was brought here for. When you look at Plowman's comments from the press conference that happened there at the end of January. So, yes, I'll bring that up to him.
Cool. And like I said, there's some stuff, to your point, Swain, that maybe he doesn't want to get into, but I also think it would kind of help whet the appetites of the fan base to give them something new to look at and go, okay, well, this isn't going to be, another AD coming in here promising, but like, I want to hear something, new and exciting. And, the wins on the football field, I mean, that's probably nobody wants to hear this, but that's going to take time. And it's going to, unfortunately, take a little bit of patience, which is probably why Heupel got a 6-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think even deep down they know, to get to the point that we need to, it can't just happen in a 2-3 year time frame. I mean, this is going to take time. And, we need to maybe adjust some of those expectations. And again, it might not be because of what Heupel is doing on the field. This might be things that, the previous staff or previous choices, previous admin maybe, did in the past that's going to hamstring him moving forward, i.e., penalties coming down by the NCAA. I mean, it's tough enough to win in the SEC, but you start adding those constraints, and that just makes it even harder.
Yep.
So I'm going to hang up.
Good stuff.
You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Thank you. Good stuff. LC says, heck yeah, I want to give Tony V whatever he wants. There's no reason why he can't have both. That's the dumbest ish I ever heard. LC. Turn it down for a second. Man. Right quick, man. Tony Vitello's doing an unbelievable job. He's amazing. This team is 4th in the country. He's doing more with less. But LC, you sit here and said that you want to give Tony V whatever he wants. There's not a coach in college athletics other than Nick Saban, Geno, that can say that. Ben, who's the highest paid coach in America in baseball?
I have no idea.
What do you know the number? A roundabout number of who's the highest paid? Because I know when Chris Burke was on,
I think it's like 1.4-ish. Don't quote me on that. According to Google, Tim Corbin at 1.3. And then Arkansas's Dave Van Horn, 1.1. And this was 2 years ago, June 2019. So I don't know. I can try to find an updated list. But June 2019, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coaches who made over $1 million.
Yeah, okay, cool. So we know that baseball, it's hard for them to get the funding. I mean, for so long, there's been this fight for an extra coach to be compensated. The scholarships are not like it is in football and basketball. It's just not. So you have Tim Corbin. How many championships has he won at Vanderbilt?
I think 2. 2 for sure. Maybe more.
And LC Vol, you're talking about giving Tony Vitello whatever he wants? So 2 things can be true. We can take care of a awesome-ass coach who's done a great job without getting silly here. Florida, how many championships have they won in baseball, Ben? They've been good for a very long time.
They just won one recently.
But what pays the bills down there?
Football. Vanderbilt has won 2, by the way, 2014, 2019.
So we're talking like LC Vol. You're open to compensating a coach more than a coach that's won 2 national championships?
Florida's won 1 national championship in baseball.
So that's what I'm saying, LC. Like, I'm not saying you don't take care of Tony V. But to say that you're just gonna give him whatever he wants, bro, you're not realistic. That's not how it works. It don't work that way. Am I lying, Ben?
No.
I mean, it doesn't work that way. So we're putting our football bias on baseball. Like you have a coach in football that go compete for a national championship and have a 4th-ranked team, and that's the breadwinner for the university. Man, yeah. But unfortunately, Tony's coaching a sport that just don't get love, period. Not just Tennessee, but really, period. The NCAA still ain't taking care of assistant coaches the right way. Players still don't get full scholarships like they should. Like, baseball don't get respected like football gets respected. That College World Series, do y'all see baseball coaches on a different channel breaking down the baseball game like you see in the national championship game? You see? No. Like, baseball just don't get respected. But to sit here and be like, yo, just give Tony V whatever he wants. Come on, LC. That's not realistic, man. It's just not. So, and that doesn't mean that you do everything in your power to make sure Tony is valued, and you make sure the stadium is on point. There's a plan in place. Like, folks think just because the plan hasn't been, put on VolQuest, on the front page of the newspaper, on Twitter, that there's not a plan and nothing's being done. There's a amazing stadium that's about to be right in the middle of downtown Knoxville. It's going to bring so many jobs to so many people. It's going to bring so much money to the city of Knoxville because it's going to be used in other ways. And so you have to decide, are you going to throw in a bunch of money into Lindsey Nelson, or you're going to use this brand new freaking amazing stadium downtown? So all these things are being talked about and discussed behind the scenes. All right, let's get to Don. Don, good morning.
Hello, gentlemen.
What's up, Don?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just listening to this interesting conversation you're having about our AD and everything. I just really don't. I know you've been explaining it, but I mean, from the day Danny White was first hired, there was some initial excitement because he was considered the 4th best AD prospect for, to hire in the country, et cetera. It didn't take long for, the Vol fans, that the Legion of the Miserable, start whining about every decision and he made and every word that he said. And I know one of the things that seemed to hack people off a little bit was telling people to be positive, be positive, be positive. Now, Jason, with your show, you have to sell advertising. And I've been in sales for 46 years. And in general, I'm a negative person. Not normally when it comes to sports, but everything else, my wife will tell you, I'm pretty negative.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the Monday blues that hang around Wednesday, that kind of stuff. Seems like everything that could go wrong does quite often. But also from my sales training, you want to stay away from negative people. You just don't want. There's a difference between constructive criticism and just whining negatively all the time. And unfortunately, in listening to various talk shows every day, I hear way too much negative whining. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't listen to other sports shows locally, so I don't know.
Well, they're second rate to you, Jason. But
I just don't have time. And
well, I know, but I'm in the car riding.
Yeah.
With my job constantly. So it's either listen to, real music, something you two guys don't really listen too much.
Here you go, Don. Talk about the Beatles. Talk about the Beatles, Earth, Wind, Fire, my music, my day.
Earth, Wind, Fire, not bad. Not at all.
That's legendary.
But it's either that or, listen to, and I flipped around the channels and there's certain, unfortunately, some channels have overall good content, but just like I turned one off shortly ago because there's just one or two guys when they're on there. I'm just, I'm out. I don't hear it and things like that. So, but just going back to Danny White in particular. Come on, guys. I mean, give a guy a chance. I mean, it's like I was in the car business for a few years in sales, and they used to have these really large dealerships who would overstaff their sales force, starve people out, and it was just automatic. They were constantly hiring because the bottom three guys on the sales force got cut every month. Didn't matter what they'd done the month before. Had a bad enough month, you're out of here. That's I think sometimes the fans' attitude toward new coaches, new administrations, and I agree. We've been through crap,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've watched Tennessee football since before Doug Dickey was hired or listened to it or went to it. And we've had plenty over the decades, but we also sometimes think that unless we're going to win the national championship next year, we should just can't everybody start over, and that's just silly.
No, that's certainly not the way it should be, and I don't think any of the fans feel that way at all. Listen, the fans being upset and bothered and not having any faith, I'll repeat it. You are not wrong in feeling that way at all, but just don't let one comment that was taken a little bit differently than what maybe Danny White intended. Don't let that be the reason why you just shut down and don't give the guy a chance. Like that's for me, that's just not enough. Like if I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna fight because like somebody either attack me first or attack my family. Like I'm not just gonna fight just for any reason. Like it has to be a good reason. So just don't cast the guy off and not give him a chance because of that. That's small. That's nothing. And he didn't even mean it the way that some folks took it. Not to say he didn't not to say he couldn't use his words better. I think he should stop saying it, to be honest. We'll go back to the phones. Got some good stuff here on the text box that we'll get to. This is the conversation that we got to have. It's good stuff. Thank you for the phone call, Don. Thank you, Big Orange Mac. Thanks for the good stuff here on the text box that we'll get to after this. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? A true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 Barbecue Restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Let's go to the phones. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Let's get to our guy holding it down in Birmingham, and then we'll get to Gator Hater. Following Birmingham, good morning.
Hey, guys. How are y'all doing?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just wanted to call and touch in on some of these things you're talking about this morning. With Tony V, I think that, when a lot of people say that just give him whatever he wants, I think that how I interpret it is, like, if LSU comes in and they're offering him $1 million, don't come back and offer him $750. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to at least come up and make an attempt to get him the money that he needs or is asking for.
But we know it's not just about that, though.
Yeah, I know that there's, that has to do with facilities, but we at least got to make sure that we're, hey, this is what we're going to do for facilities, this is what we're going to do for you, this is what we're going to do for your staff and stuff like that. And at the end, it might not be enough. I mean, he might choose to go to LSU or to Texas A&M, something like that. And at the end of the day, that won't be on Danny White. But as long as he put his best foot forward and made an attempt and did everything he could on his end without, stretching it too far, then he did all he could do,
Yeah. And dude, that is a level-headed, fair-minded assessment. Like, that was great. I agree with you. Like, I understand that, but I can only go by what someone says. If they say just do whatever he wants, I'm sitting here like, yo, baseball is not even respected by the NCAA, and there's only a few coaches, regardless of sport, that can really do that. Like, you can really do that for. And I'm talking like Geno, Nick Saban, Dabo, Tim Corbin, and Tennessee will have no problem in taking care of Tony Vitello. I think that is the plan, 100%. But there's a ton of moving parts here. There's a ton of moving parts. And so, yeah, I think our past experiences with boneheaded decisions have made us say, oh, yeah, he's going to mess it up. Because that's what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing him mess it up. I got a question for you. Remember when Butch Jones got an extension and a huge raise simply because Dave Hart got a little scared because Butch's agent tried to make it seem like Michigan was interested in Butch Jones? And Michigan wasn't even thinking about Butch Jones.
No.
They wasn't even thinking about Butch. But we
100%.
at all. But Butch used that. He used that to get an extension, to get a raise, and that's why we just finished up our buyout. But that extension and that raise hurt us. And that's one of the problems and the big problem of wasting money. You have to know when to give dudes, extensions and raises and give them, what they're worth and make sure that it makes sense. It has to make sense. It has to make sense.
Yeah.
And so I'm not against taking care of Tony Vitello. Like, I love me some Tony Vitello. We gotta take care of him. We gotta make sure that he's here. But I also take an emotion out of it and realize, like, the economics of this thing, man. Like, you can't just tell Tony Vitello you can have whatever you like. It ain't T.I. song. You can't you can't do that.
You can have whatever.
You just can't. You can't. I mean,
yeah.
You can't do that.
What if you have Patron on ice?
I mean, if you have Patron on ice, then yeah.
What about stacks on deck?
If you have stacks on deck, then definitely.
And then Baby can have whatever he likes?
Then Tony can have whatever he likes. Yeah.
It's just that fan in us that are like, hey, this guy's young. He's gonna win a national championship at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's just like we gotta lock him down. It's just that emotion that we have, and I mean, it's expected.
It is.
It is. It's expected. I mean, like, if he leaves, I mean, I'll definitely be upset about it. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I mean,
heck yeah.
Because I like him, just I guess, like, personally, just from hearing him just talk to all the radio shows and the fans. He just seems like just a good dude.
He's the same guy now as he was before he started winning.
Yeah.
I was telling Ben this during the break because we had someone that text us and said something about Tony being on Basilio's show yesterday. And, like, the thing about Tony is, like, folks started buying into Tony before he started winning because they appreciated his candor, his vision, his charisma. And that's kind of the point I'm making. You gotta put a little bit of skin in the game before you see the results. You gotta buy in a little bit before you see the results. And people did that with Tony. And now he's getting the results, and he has even more support. Because Ben was going to games when it wasn't as many as there are now. He'll tell you that.
I've watched I've been watching games since he got here. But I think people bought into Tony because he seems like just like one of us.
Mm-hmm.
He runs his mouth, but he backs it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what people liked, his personality, so people jumped on the train.
That's right.
But with Danny White, I don't have anything against him. I mean, I think that he's only messed up like one time, and that was the whole John Fulkerson thing.
What's that?
I felt like do what?
What's John Fulkerson thing? Not publicly getting
like when he got hit in the face. I think that he should have come out and said something. I mean, he's very active on Twitter. And, he's very active with being outspoken. And I get the reason he didn't say something because he is political-minded. And he handled things behind the scenes, but I wish he would have handled that publicly just a little bit. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Something, and I know that that they listen and that, you're going to talk to him tomorrow, but something I think that when he first got here, he didn't understand was just how, I guess, battered we are as a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when's the last time that you saw any organization stand up and stop a coaching hire? I mean, it hasn't happened, but we felt like we needed to do that as a fan base because we had so much inept leadership going on at the university.
Mm-hmm.
So we just had no trust.
Yep.
And that I get that has nothing to do with him.
Yep.
But he needs to understand where we're coming from and what we've been through. Because, I mean, the fan base is one of the best that you'll see across America.
No doubt.
We support. I mean, we've been the top 10 in just finances, just given to the actual university, showing
Revenue.
up in attendance.
Yeah.
What?
Generating revenue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like maybe not like what we have in the actual bank or anything like that, but like
No.
giving and showing up and attendance and everything during a whole decade of suck. So that's one thing about this fan base. We will get in your rear end really quick because that's just who we are. But at the same time, we will support you and go above and beyond to love on you as long as, you're doing what you should be doing.
Yep.
And so I just hope that he understands that, is that like, yeah, we're tough and like, we can be kind of annoying sometimes, but we're a family. We're brothers and sisters. We can fight with each other, but if anything says something about my sister or my brother, we're going to stand up and do what needs to be done.
Exactly. And I give Danny a pass for, the things thing he said at the beginning about why are we negative? Like we understand why he's saying it and he's right.
Yeah.
But not acknowledging why we feel the way we feel. That was his only mistake, but that's an understandable mistake. He was at Buffalo, he was at Central Florida. Why would he even know anything about Tennessee, the past of Tennessee, when he just took over the job? I get it. So I'm not gonna crush him too much and never believe he can be a good AD because of that. It was a misstep there. But I think since he made that comment to now, I think he has more of an understanding of how we feel.
Oh yeah, and I think you're exactly right. I mean, he's never been anywhere that's as big a monster as this place is.
Yep. And you know what's crazy?
We
attracted him.
Yeah, I mean, well, because it's a good job. It can be a great place that nobody's, like I said before, the fan support, the money that is just potentially there for the taking. You won't get that anywhere else.
It's a destination job. Imagine
it is.
Imagine Tony Vitello if he was the head football coach.
Ooh.
Oh man, dude, we would be.
It'd be over.
We would be unbearable.
And then you can say, give him whatever he wants, right?
Yeah.
Fourth-rated team in football. That's a revenue-generating sport, like the revenue-generating sport. Now you're like, all right, you competed for championships. You got the fourth best team. No drama. Everything is good. That's the difference between, Tony doing baseball or Tony doing football and making that statement. Oh, it'll be unreal, Ben. You're right.
Well, I'm just speaking to the passion from the fans.
Yeah.
And to Vol and Birmingham's point about, outsiders, I guess, viewing this job as a destination job. I mean, Josh Heupel and Daniel White have both said that this was a destination job because, to your point, Vol and Birmingham, you come in and you bring Tennessee football back. I mean, you're gonna literally never buy another drink or meal in this town for the rest of your life, in this entire state.
No, never. I mean, I get it from living down here in Alabama. I mean, this fan base down here is fake. If they're winning, they're on the train. If they're losing, you won't ever hear anything from them. And they only know football because it's a bandwagon fan base. But that's not who we are as Tennessee fans. We've stuck around for a decade of suck, and we're definitely going to be here through the come up. Like Ben says, we're going to get it out the mud.
That's right.
That's right. We get it out the mud on this end of
Get it out the
Birmingham.
mud.
I know you get it
Yeah,
out the mud in Birmingham.
No, appreciate you, Vol Birmingham, man. We got to go to
Gator Hater.
He's been waiting patiently, man. Gator Hater, good morning.
Guys, I just woke up from my nap. That was about a 30-minute segment right there. Birmingham boy.
Hey, he has some good points. We have some good points.
He had some good points, though. I'm not going to throw any shade on him, man. He hit it nail on the head. Hey, so Ben, let me ask you. How old are you, man?
25.
25. All right. So you probably been. I know you go to more games than just about anybody I listen to on the radio. I know if there's a Tennessee event, it seems like you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you've come out of games. And what reason why I called in, the last guy a couple calls back said he's a traveling salesperson. That's what I do too. He made a comment about positivity. So when you walking out of Oklahoma, we had it won, then we lost. All these other games where we snatch defeat from victory, walking out, what's the one thing you hear from all the fans around you?
When they're upset.
Man, I ain't never coming back here. Forget this team. I'm done. I'm over it. I ain't ever going to hear this no more. I'm over it. So, but then we have next week, then we go play UAB, and then we beat them. And then the next week, we got Kentucky at home. Who's there? Them same people who said, I ain't never coming back here. And so, but what I was getting at is, Jason, there's so many, and Ben, there's so many people that have gotten to where they need to be. And I think the hard thing for Tennessee fans, especially young guys that have not seen success from Tennessee football live, it's so hard for them. But Jason, you were there, and I know when Fulmer was there, you guys won, and he won at 98. So y'all had this mindset of, we can win it every year. Like, I think even in your down years, I think y'all truly believed, and the fans believe, hey, we got a shot to win it. We got a shot to win the East. If we win the East, we can go to the championship game. We can win that. And then if we win that, then we're pretty good chance we're playing for the Natty. And I think that was around every year for most of us, but the younger guys don't see it. And I think that's where that negativity is feeding in. But, everyone that's successful in life, comes up against adversity, whether it's in business, athletics, whatnot, and you come up against the wall and you just got to keep fighting and keep pushing. And that's where I think the positivity and the can quit as a fan, I just want to be mad. And that don't do anybody any good.
No.
Does that make sense?
It doesn't do anything good moving forward. You're right.
Right.
No. As much as it's like understandable, right? And you have every reason to be upset. Like, to fix the issues and move forward and change it, like, to have that same mindset is not going to help. Now, we do understand that you got to be given reasons to change your mindset too, and that's Danny White. So Danny White has his responsibility. I think we have our responsibility too, and we meet in the middle and let's do this thing together. But no, I think you're right on, man. I mean, listen, somewhere along the line when Johnny Majors came back, there was a belief that Tennessee could win the Sugar Bowl, that Tennessee can win over 10 games. Somewhere when Johnny Majors was 5-6 in 1980 and 7-5 in 79, and he was 5-5 in 78. His first season he was 4-7. Like, somewhere along the line, in the midst of the negativity, in the midst of the failures, there had to be some belief that what we're doing is going to pay off if we just do it together, and that we're going to have a breakthrough. Because it happened. It happened. It happened.
Right. So, Jason, Ben, the one thing you guys were saying, what should we say? We're going to be talking to this man, conversation. And I love that you said conversation, because, Jason, I can tell, there's a passion. And for you too, Ben, I mean, I know you bleed orange. I know you didn't play for Tennessee, but I know you love Tennessee just as much as anybody. The one thing I wish you guys would ask when you talk to him is ask him that question. Say, man, you've been here long enough. You kind of see it from the outside, and now you're on the inside. What is it you want to tell the fan base? What is it you want to tell them?
Gotcha. I'm writing it down as you speak. I got you.
And I think that might kind of bridge that gap. I think they want to be spoken to and not spoken at.
Exactly.
And I think if they do that, if he does that, that could really, I think, get a lot of these people that are like you said, kind of battered ball syndrome. Like you said, kind of accept that, hey, this isn't the same person, this isn't the same group, And so I think that could be good, man.
Good stuff, Gator Hater. Yeah, I want tomorrow to be a conversation between two guys that love Tennessee, one guy that played, another guy that grew up his whole entire life. All he's known is Tennessee. and an AD that is competitive, that's innovative, that has been successful in every stop that he's made, that's a builder. And I want it to be a conversation that everyone gets to hear instead of an interview where I'm just drilling him with just questions like he's being interrogated. I want it to be a conversation that includes everybody, which is why I'm asking for the input today from you, and I'm writing it down so I can be able to have this conversation with Danny White tomorrow that you'll be able to hear tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. All right, who's next?
Volstorm.
Volstorm, good morning.
Boys, how's it going?
What's up, Volstorm?
So you're going to have a nice little sit-down conversation with Danny White tomorrow.
That's the plan. We're going to call in 8:30, but then we're going to have a conversation.
And the first question
you told me I couldn't call in.
No, you banned, man. You banned. You don't know how to act. You got to know home training.
Hey, I know how to go outside. Thank you.
Oh, man. No,
guys,
I'm going to handle the questions. You just tell me what you want me to ask, and I got you.
All right. Guys, we talk about belief, but belief comes from trust.
Yes.
Trust is very important, and whether he knew it or not, taking this job, there is not a lot of trust between the administration and the fan base.
Truth.
We had a man who we trusted to come in as AD because he had proven himself in the past, and then it ended up cratering our program. But that was somebody who had already developed trust, and that's Coach Fulmer. We don't know Danny White from the guy down the street. And in order to build that relationship up, in order for everybody to, how did Danny White put it, to have skin in the game, there has to be trust. Now, we give new coaches, we give them a little bit of slack because it's like, okay, you're a first-year head coach, you're coming in. And what we want to see out of the coach really is progress. We want to see if you're getting better from one year to the next. And usually, based on that track record, we can determine whether or not they're going to be able to work out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why do you think Butch got the time that he got? He actually showed progress.
Exactly. He did.
Despite his stupid slogans and everything, he actually showed progress.
Yep.
Pruitt didn't.
Nope.
So I think a lot of us are going to give Heupel the benefit of the doubt in the end because, we're not Florida fans. We're not the ones that, we come in and we fill up the place whether we're doing good or whether we're not.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, Danny's kind of gotten off on the wrong foot. I understand, in a way, his message. But when you're conveying the message, if it's not coming off the right way, that's on you.
Correct.
You can't say it's on the fan base. That's on you because you're the one conveying your message. But our message to him needs to be, we have to have some sort of trust there. You're going to have to show us something before we can invest in you.
And unfortunately, that kind of that hurts the timetable a little bit. Whether you it does, but it's just the way it is for some folks. Now, here's something I'll say, and I'll take emotions completely out of it. Volstorm, you said that we trusted Coach Fulmer more than maybe a Danny White at this point, but here's the truth, and it's gonna hurt me to say this because I know how I feel about Coach, and I was captain for him, but putting our feelings to the side to do the job, Coach Fulmer didn't deserve that trust because he had never been an AD. And
Absolutely.
You saw what happened. Danny White has built two places before getting this one in Buffalo and Central Florida, and he has nailed every hire that he's made in Buffalo and Central Florida. So we really, honestly, if you just look at just taking emotions out and just the facts, we should be trusting Danny White a whole lot more than we trusted Coach Fulmer, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, is that we saw, putting that aside, we saw how Former was a leader on this campus. Now, granted, it was just with the football team, but we saw he was a leader on this campus. We were with him through wins and losses when he was a coach here, so we looked at him as a leader. So that's why we had put our trust in Coach Former as an AD.
Yep.
Because he had proven himself to the fan base. Granted, he hadn't proved himself as an AD, but as far as the fan base goes, he had proven it.
Let me play devil's advocate.
Sure.
Why not trust somebody until they prove to you that you can't trust them?
Has Danny White been an AD at a Power 5 school?
No.
There you go.
Hey,
but
that's a valid reason. But the other side of that is he's done it at two places. One, he was basically the best AD of the group of five, and turned Central Florida into a place where up and coming coaches wanted to go.
Which is why I don't care.
And attracted Gus Malzahn.
Yeah, which is why I don't care that my no to your question, Volstorm, like I don't care that it's a no to your question. That doesn't bother me that UCF isn't a Power 5 school, because quite frankly, I look at them as a Power 5 school, even though technically they're not. I mean, they're more of a player than several schools in Power 5 conferences. And I guarantee you 10 years from now, they will be in a Power 5 conference. They're not far off from being in a Power 5 conference. Just a couple of years ago, them and Memphis were rumored to potentially join the Big 12. So, and he made terrific hires at that university and had all those programs headed in the right direction. He has not shown anything on his resume or even in the couple of months at being at Tennessee to where he shouldn't be trusted, in my opinion.
But for some folks, that's a legitimate reason that Volstorm mentioned. That's
I get it.
That's
but
that's fair. That's
Volstorm,
fair.
wouldn't you agree with? I mean, that's just a way of how you view life in general. Like some people, like I'm the type of person that you show me respect, I'm going to show you respect, and I'm going to trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you. That's how I am when I meet new people. I'm willing to trust them until they give me a reason not to trust them. Whereas I get that there are other people in this world who aren't willing to trust for whatever reason until they give them a reason to trust them.
The reason is, you said whatever reason. The reason is because of their past experiences, because they've been burned before.
Correct.
That's
And I completely understand that. And I've been blessed. I've been lucky enough to where I haven't had a relationship in my life to where it's just ruined me or just
Well, it's a good thing because nobody else will want you.
My mama does. My wife does.
Your mama does.
My mom and my wife. That's all I need, Volstorm. So I mean,
Mama has to love you though.
She chooses to as well. She has to, and she chooses to. So I mean, it's a different way of looking at life. What I brought up, but that's where I fall. Like Danny White hasn't given Tennessee fans a reason not to trust him as of yet. So why not trust him?
Well,
that's just kind of the way I look at life.
Here's the thing about that, though. Here's the thing about that. Knowing the state of the fan base, and with every message that you're trying to put across, you say, "Oh, they're nothing but negative. Oh, they're nothing but negative." Do you really think there's going to be a trust there if every time you talk about how negative the fan base is?
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, I know it's factual, but you're the AD. You're the guy that's in charge.
I get that. But shouldn't there be grace given? Because he didn't know.
If you say it once or twice, yeah, but when you keep saying it, no.
Hasn't he only said it once or twice? Said it during the press conference and said it in the sit-down with Brent Hubbs. That's the only two times that I'm aware of him saying it. And I disagree with him using that particular word, and I think Danny White, in hindsight,
you disagree with it.
But that's not my point of what I just brought up. I'm saying, shouldn't there be grace in him saying it at the beginning of his tenure because he is an outsider. He doesn't understand what Big Orange Mac called in earlier and conveyed. He doesn't understand that. All he knows is that Tennessee fans are negative. He doesn't understand why because he has not been here. So I think that there should be a level of grace given to him until he realizes that, okay, Tennessee fans have gone through all this. Now I understand why they feel the way that they do. Now I understand why they don't like it when I say negativity. That's just, I don't know, kind of way I look at it.
But why should that be? Why would you not survey the landscape before you come out and make comments like that?
I mean, it's his opening press conference. What's he supposed to do? I mean, he's got to make comments. It's his opening press conference.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. He could have phrased it completely.
He could have. I said that.
But I appreciate that he's straight shooter.
But
I do appreciate that.
To be completely out on him because of that one word and that one sentence, that one time, like that's my point. Like I think that's going a little too far. You can disagree with the wording and say that he could have phrased it differently, but to be completely out on him because he said that in his opening press conference when he doesn't understand the background, I'm not with that.
Yeah. No. I don't think anybody's completely out on him. But what I am saying is that it's what that does is you've already got a gun-shy fan base, and now you've continued to erode that trust.
Yeah. That's good.
That trust has got to be there.
That's good points, man. That's good points by you, Volstorm. It really is, man. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation. That's why I wanted to have this conversation, man. And this is what has to happen. There's been such a disconnect from administration, from fans. There's been distrust. This is the conversation we got to have to break that and move past it and become better. Like, this is what we got to do. Who's next?
We'll finish with Kentucky Vol.
Kentucky Vol, what's up?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, sir.
Man, I tell you what, my day just gets started off so well listening to you guys. Man, it's such a pleasure to be able here in Western Kentucky to be able to hear some Tennessee sports, and I just appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Man, y'all are spot on this morning with your talk about Danny White and Swain. I know you're going to handle that in the right way, and I just think, guys, all I want is I'm 65 years old and still real healthy and everything and been blessed with good health, and I just want to be relevant again in football. Man.
Yeah.
You know, Barnes has brought the stability back to basketball. Look at what basketball is doing. No, he hasn't been to a Final Four, and we haven't won a national championship, but my gosh, who would have ever thought we would be the number 2 recruiting class in basketball?
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Folks respect this place.
Yeah, you know, I know we can get there in football. Boy, I tell you, I've had my heart ripped out so many times, man. And, you know, it's just kind of hard for me to get on this bandwagon right now. And, you know, I got the little devil on my shoulder there saying, man, you know, you need to get on there and need to go with them. And, but then my heart's saying you can't get ripped out anymore.
Totally understandable.
But anyway, hey guys, I'm headed to the Strawberry Festival in Humboldt tomorrow. First time I've been there in probably about 25 years.
Oh, that's gonna be fun right there. Be careful in your travels. That's gonna be fun right there, man. Kentucky Vol, totally understandable. A lot of us feel that way. A lot of us feel that way. This is why we're having this conversation tomorrow. This is why. Maybe it helps you, maybe it doesn't. But Danny, not talking to anybody, not having these conversations, not having the questions presented, not understanding the fan base, not having a pulse of the fan base, it definitely is not going to help. So I totally understand how you feel, KY Vol. I totally get it. A lot of people feel that way. It's like, oh, here we go again. I'm going to guard my heart, man. I ain't gonna let nobody break my heart. I'm going to guard it. This is what we led with the show. But tomorrow, 8:30. I would love for you to listen to the whole entire show, but man, if you don't listen to one segment, make 8:30 the segment you listen to. I think it's that important. I think it's that big of a deal. Tomorrow, Danny White will join us at 8:30 a.m. right here in the Swain Event. Conversation about us. Us. Our program. Our school. And he's one of the caretakers. Listen to how he feels. Listen to some of his ideas. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Swain Events fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. If you're feeling tired, grumpy, you have weight gain, loss of muscle, you may be suffering from low testosterone or low thyroid or even sleep apnea. Make sure you take care of that at Low T Center, lowtcenter.com. We hope you have a great day today. Tomorrow, 7 a.m., Swain Event will be back. Peace and love. We are out.